Podcast Network. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And Echo-Based TV, we're community with us tonight. And Echo-Based TV, we're community happens.
Nick, if you're talking, we can't hear you, bro.
He's muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah.
All right. Man, I don't know what's going on. This freaking computer is slow. I was sitting there. I don't know why the little intro crapped out like that when I was trying to play it. But then, of course, my screen was being shared when I didn't want it to be shared yet. Anyways, technical difficulties on a Friday afternoon, but we are back. EBN Cast. Everybody is having a good Friday. Glad to see everybody back. Mr. H is taking a little bit of a hiatus, so we haven't been doing that show. This show hasn't been going on for a little while, but we're back today. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing well.
Did all you guys see Superman yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see it later this weekend. But that's gonna be one of the it's gonna be one of the topics that
in the trailer. So I wasn't interested in seeing it.
Yeah. It did not look very good. But you know, from what I've been hearing from a lot of people, it's actually not that bad. I've been hearing kind of mixed reviews, sort of like a lot of people saying it's like not a terrible movie, kind of a mixed bag a little bit. But
yeah,
I think there's only like maybe 4 or 5 people I've seen. Yeah.
I've seen some people say
they
really like it. Some people say it sucks. Other people are like it's mid. So
yeah. And Nick, just so you know, you were seriously delayed, which is why we seem to be talking over each other to the audience.
Oh, good God. I think I know. I think I know why.
You are audio bogging too. I do not know what's going on. It's like Robot Nick. Very strange. Anyway, gentlemen, it's great to see the rest of you. I haven't seen you all in weeks.
Yeah, I know what the problem is.
Okay, well, fix it. Stop talking about it. Be about it, dude. Come on now. Come on. You haven't seen Loki in forever. I haven't seen you in forever, John. My goodness. And normally you're everywhere. What happened?
Me?
Yeah, I haven't seen you a lot, man.
I don't know, man. I mainly just do this show and that's it. And then I do my YouTube channel. So we haven't been doing this show. So yeah, that's why you haven't seen me.
That's probably true. We used to do a lot together. Now I hardly see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, Loki. You and I used to spend too many days together, probably. But, I still miss you. I still miss you,
dude. I miss you guys, man. And I'm on break for the next couple of months, so I've got more time. So I'm kind of I do a couple more morning shows again, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I got a little bit more time, except for on the weekends, which is when you guys are streaming. I'm like,
yeah.
So, I miss you guys.
Yeah. I'm the new channel's going fun. In case you didn't know it, I'm going to promote myself and make these guys do it while Nick figures out how to rebuild the Death Star. Yeah, I got a new channel. It's called Campeone Reacts. It's a more rational. I know. It's a more rational approach to like the silliness of the terrible dating trends from TikTok and other places like that. Instead of going like full out crazy, radically bonkers, like something like whatever, which I like whatever cast, but something like that, like Red Pill or whatever. It's just me and 1 to 3 ladies there, who have good heads on their shoulders, talking about those dating trends and how to correct for them, and to, temper your expectations. Lots of really good conversations. So it's kind of fun, and
it's not a play on John Campia. I totally thought it was going to be something about John Campia.
Oh no, that would have been even better. But no, I wouldn't. Actually, Campione is actually is Italian for champion. So
yeah, okay,
yeah, Campione reacts. So yeah, you could check that out. It's a lot of fun. You have to put the whole thing into YouTube because I guess I still don't have any clout over there because it's a brand new channel. So that's fun. And then doing the regular stuff. What are you up to? Do you still have the dirt track and stuff there, John?
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
You're still flanging. You still have a flange and breaking up.
Yeah.
Pop out, pop back in, Nick. We'll still be here.
Yeah, I'm still doing the dirt car thing. Obviously on YouTube, it's actually I finally been really consistent with it, and it's starting to take off.
Good.
Did really well last month. Doing well this month. Google is not being nice to me though on the website side. I'm trying to get it approved for ads, and it's just for whatever reason it's saying no to me. So I got to figure out. I need to talk to someone, I think, because I don't really know. It's Google, right? They're like, this is why you've done wrong. And it links you to 50 different pages that give you 50 different explanations for why you might not be getting approved or whatever. So
same thing with YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just it's just frustrating because you think you've been following the guidelines or whatever, doing everything, and you just can't get it going yet. So I probably just stick with it and hopefully get it going, and they'll eventually approve it. Maybe next time I do it at the end of the month or whatever. So
that's good. Yeah, you got to keep on that. I don't think there's any clear path for anybody through some of these Google systems, let's say. I feel like I'm lucky that, they let me make another channel. So
yeah, I mean, I think half the time Google doesn't even know what they're doing with their own stuff for the most part anymore, because it's just so much. It's so complex. There's so much of it now, and they're just trying to do their best in many cases. And I think that's why a lot of it just doesn't work anymore, because they don't even know what they're doing themselves.
Yeah. And then Loki's
Nick's computer was updating and forced restart, so he will be back in a minute.
Okay, well that's fine. I was going to go to you next, Loki. You've been reshuffling your channel a bit, but you said you're back on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Back on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to do 0 Hour. We're going to talk about some games that are coming out. I've got the Metal Gear stack back there with everything they've ever come out with, huge box sets. But that's when we're going to talk games. We've got YouTube talk on Wednesday. I just had a really good YouTube talk about, being you, not letting so much of this nonsense change you and push you down stupid avenues. We just talked about Superman this morning on the Weekend Review with Arwen and Bob the Rooster.
I caught you guys for a few minutes this morning, so thank you for that. Oh man, I love that show. But no, I loved it when you were doing the Wednesday YouTube stuff, because I always pop in there and be like, but Loki.
We always appreciate that, bro. And you've been doing good. You've been kicking butt and taking names, man. You're doing great.
YouTube stalled me out though. They're not friends to your favorite creators, guys. So make sure you check John out, check out Loki. Make sure you're subscribe to their channels. Shoot them some love every once in a while. Give them the thumbs up.
It's across the board. I mean, you look at Neon was talking about it over at Clownfish. You go onto Social Blade and you look at what they were doing November, December. Yeah, huge declines. So they
did it on purpose. It's they're trying to favor. They actually just changed a major policy. For those of you out there you don't realize or recognize yet, you will. The basic trending thing that you used to see as part of your main screen for YouTube, that's about to completely disappear. So it'll take it a little time over time, a few accounts at a time, but eventually that particular trending thing will be gone on your front page.
Yeah. I've even noticed when I go to even when I just go to the YouTube homepage for myself, and the recommendations are things from 6 months ago, and I'm just like, what is this?
Well,
why am I being shown this?
they're trying to serve up that content all over again, and you can actually take control of your YouTube more directly by indicating to them. It'll ask you, are you interested in this? You're not interested in this. You get that opportunity, you take that opportunity. It will weed out a lot of the stuff you don't want. Like, who wants Jimmy Fallon again for like the next 6 months? I don't.
Right.
Jimmy Kimmel, any of that? No, I mean, I want to check out the people I check out. I want the Trent report. I want I want to catch Loki when Loki's live. If you don't show Loki live, how do you know Loki's live? You don't.
You don't.
So yeah, they really, again, they're in the middle of, and I think Neon's onto something, and several other creators out there have been talking about it, including Jeremy from the Quartering. They are favoring the mainstream media. They're trying to keep them relevant, and the mainstream's trying to stay relevant, but it ain't working. It ain't working. So you can help it not work more and just say, I'm not interested in PMSNBC or, CNN or something similar. Tell them what you are interested in. In fact, if you want to make John and Loki go better and do better, and you don't want to miss their stuff, watch 2 of their videos back to back. Believe it or not, that makes a huge difference, especially if you watch all the way through. In fact, I think both of these guys probably maintain watch lists. Watch lists are immensely powerful. You can even create your own playlist if you want to, but if you follow, one of their playlists on one of their topics, it'll take you thing to thing to thing to thing, and YouTube will have no excuse but deliver the creators that you want. 2 in a row is all it takes, once a month. So that's it. Anyway, lots of random, unuseful, probably YouTube garbage, but there you are. So anyway,
what else have you been up to? Did you go? Were you out this way for Heroes Con?
No, I couldn't. I wanted to be. I'm actually. That's another thing. I'm going to be traveling. End of August, I'll be through. Gosh, I'm going to be through Indiana, Tennessee, South Carolina, because I got to see Mike, and Florida, and then I'll be on the way back. I'll be going through the southern states along the 10, so I'll stop and see people in Louisiana and stuff like that. So, just make the round robin. Crazy cross country trip. I think 12 states. So, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When does that start?
Probably the end of. Hey.
Our host is back.
All right. Yeah.
I recognize that. I recognize that room.
Why? Yeah. Wait a minute. So you really are living with Mike now. How's that going?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah. You sound super.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. You stole Mike's stuff. So well done.
Yeah. So my computer was in the middle of updating, and that's why it was all jacked up, and then it just restarted. So I was like, man, screw this. I'm gonna go up. Mike's not here right now. I'm gonna go up and use his computer.
Yeah. So you just decided to go live with Mike at this point?
Well, my house is actually just getting finished up this week.
It'll be done.
It's still being worked
Hey,
on.
you look healthier, or is that just because it's better lighting?
No, I've actually been bike riding and walking and.
You following Nate's plan?
Yep. Been getting my workouts in and all that good stuff. Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
Are you moving to South Carolina? Or-
Yeah, I am. Yep. Hilton Head.
Cool.
Well, you got wealthy all of a sudden. What the hell?
Yeah. Now I got to figure out how to share my screen, because I was going to show some videos on my topic. But I don't really know how to use Mike's computer. He's on a stupid Mac. Anyways, I won't worry about sharing anything.
Right.
I'll just talk about it. So, all right, guys, the show's actually finally going to start now.
Woo-hoo!
Now that I'm back and I'm on a stable computer that actually works, and you guys can see me now. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about, which we don't really get into a whole lot of political stuff here, but this is huge, and I got to vent about it. The freaking Epstein stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure all of you guys out there have been seeing everything going on with Pam Bondi and the Justice Department basically coming out, putting a memo out there saying that there's no evidence out there. There's no client list, when there's literally videos out there of them saying there's a client list. And people have said, I've seen the client list. I know who's on the list. But now all of a sudden there is no list. This is a huge debacle for the Trump administration, and people are freaking pissed about it. You know, we wanted transparency. We wanted these people to be called out. And it doesn't look like anything's going to happen to anybody. And then news came out today that Dan Bongino had it out with Pam Bondi, took the day off, and might resign his position in the FBI. So I'm sure they probably know what's going on. Other people there know what's going on. There's all kinds of theories going around on why they're doing this. How they're using the information to basically have power over, you know, the elite out there. And, you know, who knows what the actual real story is. But there's tons of different speculation out there. But at the end of the day, you know, we're not getting anything that we were promised to get. And it seems to be a huge cover up at this point. And people are freaking pissed about it. And nobody is buying into this story. I'm not. I don't know if any of you guys are. I know a lot of other people are not buying into what they're saying. But I just kind of wanted to get everybody's thoughts, throw my thoughts out there. We'll just go around the room. Loki, you even paying attention to any of this stuff?
I do.
Yeah.
I watch every day. I read something about something's going on. Okay, so right now we don't know. We know that there should be something. We know that they said, hey, it was, I've got all the files on my desk and I'm ready to bring it out tomorrow. They had people with binders of information.
Oh, that was a big, huge nothing burger.
It was a big, huge nothing burger. Has this list been destroyed? Has it been confiscated? We heard Nancy Pelosi's daughter. It was her daughter who said this, not Nancy Pelosi, who said that a lot of our friends are going to be involved with this and a lot of people are going to go down. That's what she said.
Yeah.
That was years ago when all of this came out and all of this started. The FBI had tons of files, had confiscated video. I don't need to see video of people getting hurt and jacked up. I don't want to see that. But we need that information. And whether they are hiding it or whether it has been destroyed or taken or is being kept somewhere. Also remember they had this whole thing where it's like, oh, well, we've got it all. No, we don't. There's still terabytes of data and witnesses and all kinds of stuff they didn't know about that they had to get put in, and they had to fight for that. Who knows where it is, what's going on, what's happening. I want more information before I'm like, to hell with them, or they're trying to cover something up. We need more information, and we deserve more information. And you don't know what's real and what's not. You'll see something from someone that's like, oh, here's the whole list. Some hacker got it. I don't know if that's real or if that's fake. I don't know if, oh, well, we've got video of them hiding something. Oh, we've got video of Hillary Clinton walking into Epstein's cell, which is absolutely fake.
Yeah. I saw a funny AI video of the 1 minute video that was missing, and it showed Epstein walking out of his cell room door and running down the hallway, running out of the jail, jumping in a black SUV and, you know, getting out of there. I was like, that's pretty funny. It was basically showing what all could happen in 1 minute. You know,
we need real information. We need more, and we need real information. That's what I want, and I hope we get it. Because if we don't, there's gonna be some people that are pissed when it comes time to vote.
Oh,
and
yeah,
just got the ability. They just got the ability back to actually do something. So if they screw this up, I have no pity for them at all. I'm not gonna be cheering for the other side. I'm not gonna be saying the stuff the other side says. But I'm gonna have no pity for what happens if you take that trust and then you break it by lying to people.
Yeah,
it's on them.
Covering up for sick people.
They gotta fix that.
It should be called out. Which, you know, they said another possible reason is because, the people involved. It could like destroy the economy. A lot of these big, huge corporate companies could lose, hundreds of millions of dollars in stock and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't care about any of that. Like just because these people are powerful, it could affect none of that matters. These people should be called out. Culture, thoughts?
Pretty disgusted across the board. I mean, one of the primary things I think most of us cared about in the last election was accountability for a change and a non-two-tier justice system. Well, we still have the two-tier justice system, and we have no accountability. This is a real problem. It isn't a side thing. I mean, there are plenty of people that are in the independent space, and there are also Democrats that wanted those same things too. Enough of them crossed the line that, we ended up with a pretty staggering result in the last election, one that they could have built upon or could build upon if they could just get back to doing the whole thing that they told us, which was promises made, promises kept. They haven't kept any promises in a couple of months now. And in fact, if anything, they've shed them. And that's more than a little disappointing.
Yeah. And a lot of people in the 2A community are not happy at all. One of the things Trump was talking about was making all these big, huge changes with the Second Amendment. And, we had the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act in this, big, beautiful bill that got yanked and ripped out last minute, which would have basically taken suppressors and short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns off the NFA list, which is a complete joke and completely unconstitutional. But yeah, a lot of people in that side of things are not happy with the promises made, promises kept stuff either.
Yeah, I think that when you get to the end of the day, you're gonna want a government you can hold accountable. And right now, there's just enough pushback that we might not get what we were looking for there. And I think that could change the midterms. Except if you look at the overall performance of the administration, it's higher than it's ever been. It's higher than it's been for any president since Reagan. And as a matter of fact, up until recently, it was above Reagan's, appreciation. Yeah. So it is what it is. I'm going to be very selective about who I vote for. And if there does end up being a third party and it doesn't end up to be something that's going to undermine, the country like Ross Perot did way back when, then I might be on board for that, because I have to tell you, I don't think it was Republican voters. I think it was MAGA voters, people that are believing in the strength of this nation that voted for Trump and his administration. We voted for people and put our trust and faith in people that, we thought were beyond reproach. And yet Pam Bondi's dropped the ball. I'm going to say Dan Bongino and Kash Patel have dropped the ball. I mean, the only person I don't think has dropped the ball, and correct me if I'm wrong, is Marco Rubio.
Oh God, yeah, he is. He's actually done a great job.
Yeah.
He kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't really care for him too much, and he's kind of he's earned my respect for sure.
Yeah, he's a statesman. So anyway, I not to belabor the point much more. I'll just say that I'm going to keep pushing on it in social media. I think all of you guys are too, and I think that's the only way we're ever going to see justice for the Epstein situation, and probably the Diddy thing too, because they were both buried by Jim Comey's daughter. Thank you for that.
Yep.
But culture, Ross Perot bought a still and an outhouse for every family in Little Rock. You catch me?
Are you going to show me your charts?
John, thoughts on all this stuff? If you've been keeping up with it?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Haven't dived too deeply into it. I guess I did see like a headline about Bongino taking the day off after going at it with Pam Bondi. It does seem like a complete and total betrayal, I think, by the Trump administration on this. They made a big to-do about it, I think, as Loki said, handing out those binders and having that big like press shoot, I guess, whatever you want to call it, where they're handing out the binders and promising that like we were going to get information within a week, and that was
phase
like
one binder. If there's a phase one, then you would think that there'd be a phase 2, 3,
and that was in like
whatever
February, January, or something like that. Like that was a couple months ago, and didn't really hear anything. And now I guess the narrative is that there's nothing there, and like, why are you even talking about it, etc. Like, move on. But yeah, so I see it as a huge betrayal of the Trump administration towards the people that voted for him, that want this truth. And I think that's a huge issue with the country in general, is that there doesn't seem to be a commitment to truth by nearly anyone in any kind of position of power. And we need to get back to that. And obviously, I think that, as culture was kind of, I guess, insinuating, it starts local, starts with your family. And then you got to like work up and try to find those people that are going to be committed to the truth and seek that truth and get that truth out. So something like the Epstein guy doesn't happen ever again, and can't happen ever again. And it's brought to justice, and the criminal networks that were clearly working with that guy are brought down as well, whether they be foreign governments or foreign spy networks, or even our own spy networks. That stuff needs to be exposed, needs to be shut down, and needs to be put a stop to, because evil.
Yeah, 100%. And there was a video that came out. Dershowitz, I guess, said that he's seen the list. There's people in government, corporations, all across the globe. Like, this was a huge
Elon Musk
thing.
seems to have seen the list. He keeps saying there's people on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, yeah, Elon's been going kind of crazy. he's kind of been all over the place. But yeah, he seems to have some information on a lot of that stuff too. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of hit on this, get everybody's thoughts on it, because
just to like this stuff happened. Like, we have victims that have come forward. Like, we had the whole trial with his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, this stuff was real. It happened. Like, we know that this is there. The fact that they're trying to tell us that there's nothing there anymore now. It's just what? In
her trial, there was a black book of contacts and stuff that the judge sealed. A lot of that stuff the judge sealed and wouldn't be made. He wouldn't allow it to be made public. So there's obviously something there. And if it was just him, and he was just the one doing this stuff with all these victims, why is she in jail? Yeah. So
I think she actually asked for that. Like, I saw a headline or something. I didn't like totally look into it, but like, it sounded like she was asking to be pardoned or something by Trump.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyways, guys, moving along, Loki, we're just gonna go around the table. What do you got for us today?
Superman, which was really interesting. I hadn't like wanted to go see a movie in the theater in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good time, and that's, to me, that's what's important. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to get tickets to a movie. If I'm going to get food, if I'm going to get candy or drink or whatever, I want it to be worth it. I felt like this was worth it. One of the big problems that I have, and it's funny because culture says this all the time, but culture gives you his honest opinion. So he's like he's not a part of this that I'm about to pick apart. You've got people that are like, I watched it, so you don't have to.
Yep.
If you're going to be honest, I mean, culture's honest. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. I know that because I've known him forever now. That's fine. If you're going to make shit up and you're going to put stuff in the headline of your video or whatever that's not even in the movie, that's when I start having a problem with it. I'm like, what is your agenda? What is your agenda here? Because that's no better than what MSM does. That's no better legacy media. That's exactly what they do. They play with words and they play with stuff to get you aggravated or make you fearful or get you upset. And I am sick and tired of this. Well, I'm going to watch it so you don't have to, and then lead with some crap like that. That's not even honest with people. Honestly, the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't the best movie. I'll probably won't watch it again. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't so bad that I was like, well, we just wasted, $80 going out to see a movie and get food and drinks when we could have done something else.
Yeah.
there's parts of it I liked. There's parts of it I didn't like. It was the same thing with the Man of Steel. There were plenty of parts of that movie I didn't like. There were some parts I really liked, and this movie is no different. If you like James Gunn movies, you'll probably like it. If you don't, you'll pick it apart and shred it. And you can have whatever opinion you want, but trying to deceive people by making something out that isn't there. Never once do they make some big deal about him being an immigrant. They never call him an immigrant. They never say anything like that. None of that crap's in the movie.
That was James Gunn said that, by the way. Like that's what he told the Times. Yeah. So
I know, and that's
what's hot. Clear, so,
yeah, and that's what's hot, and that's what they're going to try and shoot themselves in their foot, despite the fact that they're going to have a bankroll for a movie, just because they can be like, "Oh, evil Orange Man bad, yay!" But that's not even in the movie. There's none of that. It's that there's a lot of stupidity going on and a lot of things happening that you're just like, I don't get. Honestly, I'm kind of sick about it. Like I said, this isn't about culture. Culture is going to give you his honest opinion. I know John would without some kind of backroom agenda or groupthink or any of the stupid crap we've talked crap about for years that it seems like more and more people are doing. So
I don't even watch most of this stuff anymore, if I'm being honest, because like it's just been all so bad. Like it's like, why do I even want to go spend whatever it's going to cost me to go spend to do this? Like, because I know like for the most part it's just going to be more of the same, more MCU, more feminism, more social justice crap, more lecturing. It sounds like they might be trying to tone down some of that stuff, but I mean that's just kind of been the trend, right, in movies in general for the most part. So like I don't even go see a lot of this stuff anymore, so that's why I don't do reviews, because I don't go see it because I haven't seen it. But can you? I just like you to elaborate a little bit on like who you've seen, kind of you think that's like kind of maybe misleading people or whatever.
You can look at it. I don't name people. I don't name and shame. I don't do that. I never have. These people know obviously who they are and what they're doing.
I know I've written articles and things on the movie, and I haven't watched it, but it's based on what James Gunn has said, like what he told the Times, where he was basically calling it saying that he's an immigrant and that's the story of America, etc. And then you got Sean Gunn on the red carpet saying if you don't support immigrants, you're not an American. I mean, so those are things that those people have said, and that is, it might not be in the movie, but that is part of the whole movie experience too, right? I think the promotion and marketing is part of that stuff. So while it might not be explicit in the movie, they're clearly trying to promote it through the interviews that they're giving too. So I think there is something to that
thing. That is the hot thing right now in Hollywood. That's what they're going to do. You have to expect them to do it.
They're all going to be on that side of things.
I'm just trying to judge something by what it is, because that's the way I feel like we used to be at one point. I'm going to judge this movie by its merits. I'm going to judge it by whether I was entertained, whether I had a good time. I will by all means critique it and be like, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. The whole thing with his parents, his birth parents, was pulled out of a thing in season 2 of Smallville, for God's sakes. That's the only reference I could find. Was
Goku, Dragon Ball.
Yes. That's in season 2 of Smallville. It's not in the comics. Jor-El trained him and taught him to be a protector and to use his powers for good. Never was any of this junk in anything besides the CW Smallville series. So that if I have my biggest critique is that, and the actor Cornballs, Corn Sweat, Cornholio, the guy who played Superman, I didn't think that great of a job. I much prefer Henry Cavill. I think he's a much better Superman.
Yeah, Henry Cavill's my favorite Superman.
They should have just had Reeves' son do it, because I saw that he did a cameo as like one of the journalists in the movie.
Oh wow!
And he looked good. I was like, that's Superman right there. Why isn't he? Because I guess he's like an ABC journalist.
Yeah, he does look an awful lot like his dad. But yeah, were you done? Because I feel like we were all just kind of start talking. Okay. Look, I had a very strong positive feeling about the film. Because what I recognize, it's very important you start the film from the beginning. if you miss even the first 2 or 3 minutes of the movie, you're screwed, because the fact is you have to come to the same understanding you do with the latest The Batman, and that is this is Superman year 3. And if you missed a little blurb on the screen and all the events that it describes that happened before, as Superman is being thrown to the snow, as you've actually seen in the trailer, that's basically you're watching just after the very, very beginning of the movie. The trailer is that shot is him being thrown into the ice. So when you so in that first 3 minutes, you need the context of what's about to happen. It also kind of helps set up this very niche universe. And that's the other thing that this film does that I actually took me about 5 minutes to get into this. I went with Jed. You guys know who Jed is. And I went with Jed, and Jed and I had the same reaction at the beginning of the film, because my Superman was not power deficient. And I would suggest that at the beginning of this movie, because it's year 3 Superman, he's still not at, he doesn't totally grasp what he can and can't do, what his power level is, and how to turn that knob to 11. So when I was watching the movie, I had to get into this world, which is absolutely constructed to be its own visual. This is not Snyder. It's not postmodernism, character assassination, destruction kind of stuff that Snyder would do, just to tear down the character and build up something else. Say again?
Except for Jor-El.
Okay, so here's the weird thing.
I don't poke you there.
Well, just hang on, because I don't believe that's the case, and we're going to get into a little bit of spoilers if I talk about this. But I'll just say this: the message was manipulated. I guarantee it, because the lady that can turn into a computer could make it say whatever she wanted to.
Into a computer?
You'll see. You'll see.
From what I understand, that Mr. Terrific confirms that it is legitimate, though.
But he did not know how it. Yes, and that's fine. I'm not going to take that for granted. What I will say is that I don't necessarily believe that he knew how that recording came about. Because, and like I said, I'm a comic book guy first. So when I look at these things, I'm like, okay, that was, and again, you have to consider in the film itself, the jealousy that Lex Luthor has over Superman is expressed in everything that he does, every action and activity. Despite his immense intellect, he lives in that jealous position all the time. And I know people like this. I mean, I know, hyper narcissists and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But from the very beginning of the movie, if you've kept track and you've let yourself fall into this world, this is the world you're going to live in for the DC studios going forward. So just that's where we are. I think if you liked what was being built around this Superman, that's what you're going to get with Supergirl. That's what you're going to get with Lanterns. It's what you're going to get with even, I imagine, Peacemaker now. I would imagine so. Yeah,
horror.
You can do horror in this. You can do horror in this world, and Clayface is 100% body horror, right?
Right.
You can do that. You already had some horrific elements in this movie. I mean, there was Rex was in there. So it's like, this is a guy who can turn himself into different states of matter and things like that. So, and he's part of the, what is it called? Justice Gang or something now, which is actually it's Justice League International. I mean, that's what it's going to be. But again, I'm a comic.
Apparently that's not like an official name though, right? Like they say they're still debating it or something like that.
Yeah, the Justice Gang. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Look, I'm going to tell you that the best thing about this was Nathan Fillion and the actor that played Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific.
He's like the most veteran actor there, right?
I heard a lot of people saying he was kind of like the shining light in the movie. Yeah,
Mr. Terrific was so great. I was stunned. Nathan Fillion was great. I'm going to tell you, Hawk Girl got underutilized, but kind of fun. Fun.
I agree with that completely.
So honestly, as many storylines that were running simultaneously in this film, and there were 4, they all landed, and they didn't compete with each other. And a lot of people have said, well, there is not enough Superman in the John's gone. What happened?
Yeah. He
Probably kicked himself.
Yeah.
All right. But I really did enjoy that. So, regardless, I think most people who go in there with an open mind are going to come out, going, that was a movie. I haven't seen a good movie in a while. I haven't seen a movie in a while. And you're going to be right. So it'll be good. I'm going to enjoy it. So
culture with you bringing up, it could be fake. They did that in Smallville too. So in season 2, he finds out, you will conquer them and rule them with strength, Kal-El. And then later you find out, someone tampered with the message in the pod.
And if anybody's familiar, and it's happened a couple of times in the comics. So it isn't, again, I'm not so surprised about what that was. But I went in there not expecting much at all and was, really down on the film because of all the mischaracterization of that one interview from the Times of London that John was talking about. Because a lot of what was
characterized.
Well, some of it was the author's opinion because it's pulled out of the quotes, and it was replaced with other words, just like Variety did with that very same article as a headline, just the day later. So I want people to go into something with just enough information that they feel informed about what it is they're about to see. I don't want them to be misinformed. That's really important to me. So I don't trust the mainstream at all anymore. Not for almost anything, not even for facts at this point. But again, I saw a film. I thought it was fine, and I think it did okay. Saw it Tuesday. It was really entertaining to me. Yeah. You're a big MOS and Snyder Justice League fan. There you go. So, to me, this was Variety's 10,000% rage baiting, no doubt. That's a new kind of farming. Speaking of which, the monkey thing, how overblown was that?
Oh yeah, that was. It was complete. Seconds of the movie.
It wasn't even that long, And again, I'm not going to spoil this for y'all. I'm just going to say everything about this was creative. It reminds you that it is a James Gunn movie, but it's not as jokey as people have said. I don't know what they're seeing. And I despite the fact that, they dressed Lois up, very boyish, she was in no way a boy and 100% in love and support of Superman at the end of the movie. But those are my thoughts. I did a full review live last night for an hour, and that was a good time. We fought for the better part of 90 minutes over on Comics Division after that. So, and that was fun.
Was Comics in agreement, or was he?
Dude, Englentine showed up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we had super major comic nerds last night were swinging fists, and Englentine liked it. So I was like, okay.
Comicsgate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It really was, because Nick was in there raging away. The only thing we were missing was Clobby. And that's kind of all I could think about last night. So anyway,
real quick, Loki in culture. I wanted to get both of y'all's rankings 1 out of 10 for the Superman, and where you rank it for all the Superman movies.
Oof. I gave it a 7 or 7.5. Believe it or not, it's a pretty high score for me.
IGN Casino.
Not quite. No, actually, I've been thinking about it all day, and I could elevate this film. I'm going to be seeing it again in 40X, and so because other people have seen it in 3D and said it's a better film. Tom has seen it twice now. He has a completely different idea. He's got even a higher opinion of the film after seeing it a second time. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at. I mean, if you're looking for a number, I'd 7.5. I could be persuaded to give it an 8, but I'm going to see it again. And
where's it rank compared to the other Superman movies?
Oh goodness. I'm going to say there's only one near perfect Superman movie, and it was in the 70s, and it featured Chris. And there's kind of only one. That's my Superman. Sorry. Old people are going to stay stuck on the guy that brought him in.
Yeah. The first two Superman movies, Superman 1 and 2, are like the gold
There's
standard.
a charm in that. movie too.
Yeah, there really is, and so, but yeah, I'd say that's it. Chris Reeve, and I think after that, man, I really want to say Cavill. I think, and then this guy comes in third place. I mean, he was never going to be more than third place. But for TV, Dean Cain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Dean Cain. Dean Cain. If there had never been a movie, Dean Cain, because man, he was perfect for that role, in my opinion.
Yeah. Loki number
7. I gave it a 7 this morning. I guess I'm IGN Stone Cold Loki.
John's made mead over there.
I said that this morning. I guess I'm in line with IGN now. I gave it a 7. Crypto is a good boy. Oh, I would love that little dog so much. I love Crypto was great. What?
No, I was going to say, so you are one of the people that thinks Crypto was a good character in the movie then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have had a little hyperactive dog like that. That's just like, oh, it's you, human. And they tore up everything in the house while you're gone. And you're like, what the shit, dude? That's correct. So he's adorable, but he's not mine. If he was mine, then we'd have words, but he's not mine. So I think he's adorable because he's so excitable.
I heard the crypto merch is probably going to be a pretty big thing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I think so.
I bet that dog. Yeah,
Fantastic Four has a dog now too, by the way.
Oh, did they throw one in there during the reshoots?
It's the Thing's dog.
Oh,
they're like that's how they're marketing it now. It's like, of course.
But to just say this, I haven't wanted to watch a Marvel movie in years, in multiple phases.
yeah.
I haven't. Deadpool and Wolverine got the closest thing to that. It got a very cautious watch from me in the theaters, and I ended up liking it. Some people didn't like it. Some people liked it. Some people hated it. Some people loved it. As far as like a list goes, you've got 70 Superman, you've got Superman 1, Superman 2, Man of Steel, and this one are probably like right next to each other.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck. But Cavill's a better Superman. I'm sorry. He's a much better Superman. I can't stand the fact that Pa Kent does what he does in Man of Steel. I can't.
Oh,
I hate it.
Dumb that he doesn't get saved. The tornado.
John, there will be people that try and explain that to you like you wanted to teach his son. I'm like, no. No. I don't care what he was trying to teach.
Superman doesn't do that.
Superman doesn't do that. This is a much more through writing, not by character, because this Superman never changes. You don't get Clark Kent, well, golly gee whiz, Lois, with his shoulders slumped or like bad posture, anything like that. When Christopher Reeve did it, he went from slouching loser to and I mean, it's like there is a literal transformation before your eyes of here is Clark.
There's a clip going around on X like before the release of this one, and it shows him transforming into Superman and then back into Clark, and it's like really well done.
They should have kept that in the movie.
Yeah,
they should have done that in this movie because they don't. He's always the same person.
I'm talking about the Christopher Reeve one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whether he's like talking to Lois, it's really good.
Whether this one is at home with his parents or at work or as Superman, he's all the same guy. That's my biggest gripe is that it just. But yeah, I mean, Superman 3 below that, and Returns would be the bottom of the barrel. TB, I agree with Culture. Dean Cain.
Yeah.
One of the big criticisms we've seen is from Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers. He says that all the men in the movie are depicted as weak and they're constantly crying.
Have you ever seen a grown man cry? Have you ever seen a parent or an uncle cry? Because you know what? I can go get Death of Superman right in there, and I can show you the pages where Pa Kent is in tears. I can show you the pages after they bury Superman in the memorial, Pa Kent in tears. I can show you the pages where he's having a heart attack and he is in tears because his heart's broken because the world has lost his son who was its protector. Don't give me any shit about Pa Kent crying. I don't want to hear it.
Well, he says Clark cries, Superman cries, Lex cries. He does say Pa Kent cries. Ma Kent makes fun of Pa Kent crying for crying twice.
That is a very Southern thing. I don't know how guys in Florida not say that, but the wife teasing the husband in front of family. You know, he's just a big marshmallow. Don't mind him. That's all she said. He's a mush. He's a mush.
Again, if you've never been around old people, if you haven't seen that kind of thing, especially if a man's proud of his son, but
yes,
you can miss me with that idea. You know, everybody cries. Well, it's a human thing. There's a human condition involved in that. And, Superman does not want to kill. Yeah. And in very much I think there was one very intelligent article written. And I want to give the people proper attribution, but I can't.
Is the Phantom Zone there though?
Okay. It's different than that. It's different than that.
It's more like a boom tube from the comics.
It's a boom tube.
Okay. They've created, man, this is a spoiler, guys. Put your fingers in your ears just for like 5 seconds. It's a pocket universe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go see it this weekend, so I think Coach might go see it this weekend also, and Mike is gonna go see it.
Yeah. Oh, and for the record, I'm not saying Jeremy's wrong. I mean, the people do cry in the movie. There are ways of pulling at your heartstrings. I mean, if you've ever seen a gun movie, he plays with people's emotions. He gives you the highs and the lows.
I did that in the third one, right? With Yondu.
Yeah. Well, no, the Yondu died in the second one. The third one was the animal cruelty one where I got properly outraged. I'm like, don't put animal cruelty in the movie.
And Superman,
you knew it was coming. I mean, the raccoon is an experiment.
I know.
Superman crying and Lex throwing an ungodly fit. I can agree. I can absolutely agree with that. Don't go after Pa Kent for crying because he loves his son and he doesn't want to see anything bad happen to his son. He thought his son was going to die. He didn't know what was going on. So the fact that he's emotional the next day and he's so proud of him and he is worried. Any good dad that doesn't take his son out and beat the shit out of him for no reason is probably going to feel like that. Even if he's has hard times with showing any emotion or anything, any good dad that loves his kid is going to have that kind of reaction.
So I guess the last question I have for you guys is, do you think this actually sets up a DC universe? Like, that is something you're interested in, or is it kind of like, It is what it is. I could see it. I could miss it. I'm really excited for it. No, this is a no-go.
Okay. I'm going to answer first because I can't hold back. I'm just going to say I'm looking forward to a DC universe. And as long as they do right by Supergirl, they got part of it right. I was hoping it was the mid-'80s version of the party girl Supergirl. But according to Englentine, it looked more like the later run that recast her as a party girl, which might not be as good. But she parties on other planets all the time, gets completely hammered because the planet that she likes to party on has a red sun and not a yellow sun. So she doesn't get the kind of oomph from that, so she can actually get drunk. Superman is like, I can't get drunk because, yellow sun thing. But yeah, anyway, look, the end of the movie is worth sticking around for. There are 2 end credit scenes, one mid credit and one at the very, very end, like after the credits are done running. And the good news is
staying for.
Yes, you probably want to stay for that very last one. And then what I will say is at least there was no Kathleen Kennedy involved in this in any way.
Well, that's always a positive.
Yeah.
So I guess more hopeful than Force Awakens. Like after Force Awakens.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, yeah, indeed.
And
yeah.
So like, well, I feel like there was a lot of optimism after Force Awakens for what they were going to do next. And then obviously, like we saw what happened. But
I was sucked into that optimism.
I don't know. 2 weeks,
even though I had issues with Force Awakens.
After 2 weeks after that film, I was still angry with certain parts of it. I was still skeptical. I was still frustrated with the way that the film mirrored the previous film, and yet we had a Mary Sue there. That's at the 2 week point was when I started to question everything that was going on with Star Wars. So.
And I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope that I don't know if this rumor is true or not. I heard they're going to bring in obviously Jon Stewart, and they're going to take Guy's ring because that's what happens in the comics. Guy's obviously going to get a different ring, and Jon Stewart will be the Green Lantern. If they do that, I want them to do it do it as comic book accurate as possible. Have Guy just flipping everybody off. I did my job. I do what I'm supposed to. I protect Earth, yada, yada, yada. And have the council be like, no, you're too irresponsible. We're going to replace you. And have it to where, he saves the day or something at the end. I would love to see more Guy Gardner. I would love to see more Mr. Terrific. I would love to see more Hot Girl. I want Hot Girl to get her own damn movie. And we don't know which Hot Girl it is. Is it Shiara? Is it the hot girl that dies with Kofu over and over and over again and they get reborn? Or is this the hot girl we had back in like the 2000s that can't stand Hawkman and fights with him all the time? So I'm interested. I want to see more.
1 minute.
I would like to see more. I hope they do more. And I hope they're successful at doing more and give us more movies, at least on par with this, because it was good enough to go see.
Yeah, like you said, I'm looking forward to Lanterns. That was the thing. I walked out of there, and I think I mentioned to people while I was driving home. I think Lanterns is going to be something special with Nathan Fillion and everybody. I think it's going to be something special.
I'm curious to see what kind of Batman we're going to get.
Yeah,
in this universe,
probably has sparkly pants. That's just kind of the path they were on.
Yeah, because I actually liked Matt Reeves' Batman. Hot take. I didn't really like his portrayal.
I did too until the end of the movie.
Yeah. I had issues with the movie for sure, but I liked Batman in that movie. I'm looking forward to the sequel, and I love the Penguin series.
Biggest thing I hated. Sorry.
Go ahead, Loki.
I know you're. Biggest thing I hated about Batman was him knocking on the Ice Cube Lounge or whatever and being like, "It's me, I'm Batman. Let me in. Do you know who I am?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're Batman. I want to see the Penguin." And you're like, "Okay, that's Tom. I'm hearing Tom. He is channeling Tom. Knock on the door. Let me in. I'm Batman." And I thought that was just the dummy. Batman doesn't knock. Batman doesn't knock on your front door.
Batman doesn't also like break down and get outwitted by the Riddler and have to like scream in his face in a jail cell in order for Riddler to reveal his entire plot. So then he can then go save the city from the flood or whatever. Like the last part of that movie was just ruined the whole thing for me because it was really good. It was near perfect up until then. And then Batman just gets like completely outsmarted and has like a big hissy fit.
All right. We're going to have to do rapid quick hits on John and Culture's.
Oh, you can just skip mine.
Okay. All right. Culture. We'll hit yours because Mike's got a Zoom call. He needs his computer back.
Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. I have been on the scent of a terrible Jurassic World Afterbirth movie, which it's god awful. Yeah,
I heard
it is. If my savior were to come down and proclaim this the worst movie ever, I would believe him. In fact, I would help him. I would proselytize that all over the place. And as terrible as that sounds, or blasphemous as that sounds, I'm just saying that it's a terrible, terrible movie. I said as much. I saw going in it was going to be terrible. It is terrible. It's boring. It projects what it's going to do and the next person that's going to die. It is by far one of the worst movies I've seen in a very long time. And, I had to see Thunderbolts and Captain Anti-America.
Since Thunderbolts?
Yeah. And Captain Anti-America. And I had to see the stupid Snow White thing, which was an abomination in and of itself. But at the same time, they're trying to tout all these earnings numbers, these box office performance numbers as earth-shattering and groundbreaking, and they're not. This movie took 7 days nearly, to break the box office record of the film that came before it in 2022, Dominion. Dominion had a 3-day weekend, which opened vastly better than if you measure 3-day for 3-day, which opened vastly better to the tune of $50 million, or 1/3 of the movie better than the $92 million opening that Jurassic World Afterbirth would have had. You understand now? So as we get into the 10-day mark, and mind you, I saw this film 10 days before Afterbirth was actually coming out. I saw it. I gave you all my ideas, my thoughts, the spoilers, everything you wanted to avoid this movie, and you still went, and you dragged unwitting people into the most boring film ever. But that's okay. I'm going to tell you there were 5 nap time opportunities there, and that's one more than a 6-minute daily. So congratulations to them. Also, you just have an unearned performance and the unearned touting of said performance, because as it gets close to, I think 390 million is about where we're at now, 10 days in. I have a feeling we're going to be wondering where the box office went this weekend. So
didn't they already put it on pay-per-view?
The 90 days. This film is going straight to streaming and to on demand, starting 30 days after it opened.
Nope.
I don't know how you. It takes a lot of work to ruin a Jurassic Park movie. I feel like people get lost in a park. There's a bunch of dinosaurs. They're hunting you, and you got to survive. Like
the history of Jurassic Park movies, every single trilogy they've done or quadrilogy that they've done, each film has done worse box office wise than the previous one. Every single time. Yeah. So the last one I think just squeaked over the 1 billion mark, I believe.
It did. Yeah, it just barely climbed. It used kids' birthday parties to sell this movie at the end.
Yeah. So this one, which I said before anybody even saw the movie, just judging based on that history of the Jurassic Park films, this was not going to hit $1 billion.
No, and this is another thing that we
around 7 or 8.
Exactly. 7 is probably a good number, because it seems like that pattern you're describing is losing somewhere between $250 and $300 million between films.
Yep.
So pretty wild.
John, Loki, did you guys see Afterbirth?
No. I don't see most of what Hollywood puts out now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna see it, but I am gonna go see Superman.
Good.
Definitely gonna go see that.
All right. Well, that was it for my topic, to just unmask the garbage narrative around this is gonna make money. No, it's not. No, it's not.
And I'm in complete agreement. But guys, that is gonna wrap it up for this week's show. Mike needs his computer. But we will be back next Friday, because Mike will be gone and I'll be on dog duty. And it'll be my last weekend here before I head back home. So I will be back next Friday. Hopefully all you guys can join me here next Friday. Coach might actually even be here next Friday. So we might actually have a 5th person next Friday. But real quick, let's go around. Loki, tell everybody where they can find you, what you got going on.
Find me at Stone Cold Loki. Like I said earlier, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll have a show tonight for the late show. Thank you, guys.
Yep. John?
Yeah, at the Trent Report here on YouTube. I put up about 1 to 2 videos every day during the week.
Yeah, and links to everybody's stuff is in the description below. Culture?
Hey, check out my new channel, Campione Reacts, Campione, Campione Reacts. And, drop by the regular channel and remind yourself to resubscribe, because I've had hundreds of people telling me they've been unsubscribed from my channel recently.
YouTube is auto-unsubscribing people.
Yeah, same. And I need to get the link to your new channel, Culture, so I can add it to the description.
Oh, you're a good man, Charlie Brown.
Yeah. So if you'll put the link to your new channel in the private chat,
That takes a lot of work. Yeah, you'll have to wait.
All right, guys. From all of us here at EBN, as we always say here, we are, you are EBN. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.